Did you know that 1,331 tornadoes have already been reported on local storm reports this year alone? So far, 34 tornado-related deaths have been recorded for 2017. The best way to stay safe in a tornado is to know what sort of weather indicates dangers coming and how to weather the storm appropriately. Recently, I watched a documentary made by Nova, published by PBS, about tornadoes, and was again humbled by the merciless force of Mother Nature and how one storm can cause such astronomical structural and economic damage. It is my intention to thoroughly familiarize you with the weather and wind patterns, which can churn up such storms, and ways to stabilize your home to withstand or minimize damage which occurs during tornadoes, as well as where to seek shelter and what emergency supplies to have handy, and such procedures to follow to maximize survival during nature's deadliest moments. Let's begin with structural technology tools that reduce the impact of a dangerous tornado. Kiesling's Wind Science and Engineering Research Center has made a list of doors that can withstand wind speeds up to 250 miles per hour. All of these doors are stamped with the FEMA seal of approval. They are ideal for a safe room if you have one in your house. Shuttering your windows is another effective tool to minimize damage. Ply locks window clips attach onto plywood, which you place into your window frame. As wind speeds intensify, the clips dig into the window and the plywood, so the window can't be sucked out of your home. Most people believe that during a storm, if you open a window, it will balance the external and internal pressure from the wind. However, this just creates an opening for high-speed debris to enter your house and cause severe damage. Finally, if you're building a home in a tornado hotspot and you have the option of what sort of materials to use, I would recommend using concrete over timber. So we've talked about structural methods to prevent catastrophic damage. Now let's consider how safety procedures can effectively reduce the number of deaths and injuries associated yearly with tornadoes. The best way to stay safe during a tornado is to have a safety plan and a prepared safety kit. Designate a shelter to ride out the storm in, preferably a basement or an internal room with no windows. In your safety kit, you should include bottled water, batteries, first aid kit, and a battery-operated radio, therefore you can know when the storm has officially ended. Also, be mindful of what sort of weather is indicative of twisters, particularly dark or green-colored skies. Low and dark gray clouds that produce loud sounds like an oncoming train should implore you to seek safety shelter immediately. Now that we've talked about safety procedures to follow to minimize tragic deaths during a tornado, let's consider the factors of tornado formation. Essentially, a tornado is just a thunderstorm gone rogue. However, not all thunderstorms give life to a twister, which makes them particularly difficult to predict. Tornadoes are brought to life when there is warm air near the ground lying below a cloud and cold, dry air above the clouds. Much like a hot air balloon, the warm air rises and rotates as it does, which causes a twister to form. The duration of a tornado is unpredictable, but most of them endure for about 30 minutes. Scientists predict that a tornado dies because the air gets too cold and suffocates any new air attempting to enter the storm. Now that factors which influence tornado formation have been reviewed, let's consider how all of these facts play a role in weather awareness and safety during Mother Nature's merciless moments. In review, the death toll and structural damage of these storms can be significantly decreased with the use of structural technology and safety procedures. Keeping an eye on the sky and familiarizing oneself with tornado-indicative weather just might be the difference in life or death during such occurrences. Most importantly, be humble and never try to win against Mother Nature's deadliest forces.